Welcome to the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza, at least until we find something better. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood today, at least until it starts storming. Just wanted to give a quick note to hope everyone had a good and safe Memorial Day weekend, and I hope you took some time out to remember why we have Memorial Day weekend in the first place, to remember all those brave soldiers that gave their lives so that we could have our freedoms and act like idiots even in today's corona-covered world. We are starting to open back up a little bit. Things are slowly moving forward. Those of you who listen to the show all the time know that I am from the wonderful home state of Illinois, and come this Friday, they are going to start opening up and allowing bars to have outside seating. So that's pretty exciting. Today's show, though, on top of that, is going to be even more exciting. So I'm not going to delay with a lot of rambling on. Coming up a little later, we've got Jeff Waple from DDI Media. Some of you may know him from the Northwest Chamber of Commerce, as well as some other areas around. But without further ado, I want to welcome this lovely young gentleman right here next to me, Mr. Tyler Duty.
How's it going?
It's going wonderful today. So Tyler is the CEO of Character Gear LLC, based right here in St. Louis. We've got the website up there already on the feed. Papa Bear is kicking butt today, even though the world of technicality, it still thinks it's on Memorial Day weekend over there. But Tyler, welcome to the show, and let's jump right into it. Let's talk about your company, what your mission is, and just kind of roll with it.
Yeah, of course. So this company actually started last summer actually, and the whole goal, because not a whole lot was taken throughout the summer because I was mostly focused on landscaping, but I really wanted to switch into the apparel industry, specifically creating a brand and trying to develop a concept that can be nationwide. And what this company is it's based on the concept of character.
Excellent. So you created this company. You decided, I want to jump in apparel because landscaping's hot and sweaty in the summer, probably, right?
A lot of allergies.
And a lot of allergies. That never helps, absolutely. So basically, what was your vision behind this? I mean, obviously you want to create an apparel company, but Character Gear is definitely a different name versus some of the other ones. So where did that come from? What's the background of that? Why did you name the company that, and where are you going? What's the plan behind that?
Right. So when I had first developed the apparel, because again, it's with the concept, I actually wanted to just create a brand, and I went off the idea of a diamond because I wanted to create a company that, you know your value is greater than that of a diamond. But it didn't quite turn out that way because through research and finding out all these legalities, there was actually a company similar. So I'm like, man, what has more value than something like a diamond? And it's those intangible qualities. And what I want to do through this company is really just help people around the world. And, and I know that sounds very broad, but the thing I really want to do is just make a difference. And that's ultimately the goal for this company.
Excellent. So is this all yours, or do you have other people that are part of this company with you, or?
Yeah, so you'll hear me say we a lot.
Yeah,
and collectively I'm talking about the company. So I am the sole owner, but I also currently have two behind-the-scenes individuals that help me with so much. One is my CMO, who I also like to refer to as Mom. And then...
She's hiding over there.
And then also we have our web designer, who is, his name's Connor. We actually met in college together. So he's helped me a lot with the e-commerce and technicalities and things.
Excellent. So where are you going to college at?
Greenville University.
Greenville, you in Illinois?
Yep, Illinois.
Wow, I know it. I pass it every once in a while. I'm an Illinois kid. I can't help it. I born and raised in Belle Vegas, so I'm in Millstadt now, but go through Greenville all the time. So take me a little through the steps of the creation behind this. Like you were talking about, I know when we had a phone conversation, you ran into a little logo issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've learned a ton. This is where people should be taking notes right now if you're looking to build a business, because let's talk a little bit about what happened, and then we'll mock the other company here in a minute, and I'll tell you why.
Well, basically, we had the original concept for the logo, and through a slight adjustments. Well, I thought we had officially approved the logo and everything was secure. Mm-hmm. The trademark was set. It turns out that it's still in process of its approval. So there was a company that happened to reach out. They're fairly well known, and they said, "Well, we don't really agree with your logo. We think it looks too much like ours. Mm-hmm. So we'd like you to make some adjustments."
Now, which one is the one that had to be? This is the one that had to be adjusted. Right?
That is the original logo's concept. This is the original. And this is the adjusted.
That's the adjusted. You see the difference there, but it's slight differences. Now, this is where, this is not, this is the disclaimer. This is the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza show talking about this now, not Character Gear LLC. For those of you who are in the St. Louis, take the little lines up. What does that look like? That looks like a really bad baseball team that once in 108 years won a freaking World Series and think that they're all that. So we'll mock the Cubs because the Cubs are the Cubs and will always be the Cubs. But there is a very important point to that. If you are building a business, if you are trademarking, if you are creating logos and designs, if your goal is to get big, there are people out there are trademarking attorneys that you can... The worst thing you can do is put everything you have into something for years and years. Luckily, it happened pretty early with you, which is a big deal. But there are companies that will go 3 or 4 years, build their brand up, get to the point, and all of a sudden they get a cease and desist letter from another company because their logo is too similar or their wording is too... Whatever the case may be, that's something that if your goal is to get big, you may want to consult one of them just to check that out, because there are legalities and things like that where you could build a brand, you could have a name, you could start getting really big, and all of a sudden this other company that could be, if it's worldwide, usually you don't have too many issues until you get really, really big. But if it's something that's regional or something like that, they could literally squash your name, squash your brand, and you have to restart all over again, which means you got to rename everything. You got to get it. You got to get everybody on brand. As far as changing logos, that's something that happens a lot, and people don't really notice why. But you'll see even big companies will change logos from time to time because of reasons like that. Mm-hmm. So your goal, basically, let's talk about your products, what you have, because I read something earlier I want to kind of lead this into. So obviously, I got a cool T-shirt. And I got the original logo, and it's red. I am going to wear this to every Cubs-Cardinals game I go to just because that's me. I'm a butthead. I can't help it. So you do T-shirts. Mm-hmm. What else? What is kind of like your product line? What are your future goals, and where are you looking to go with that?
Right. So we are definitely in the introductory phase in the company. So right now we only have T-shirts and hats. Okay. We are looking to expand into more athletic wear and different products, whether it's in apparel or different things. But then possibly either product development, things that could potentially help character. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to say, but some product that can solve a problem. And then also potentially services that would also assist in helping character. But as of right now, we're just looking to expand the apparel. Gotcha.
All right, so let me kind of, just so everybody kind of has this together, and so I have it all on board. So your apparel, it's your branded apparel. Mm-hmm. You're not a promotional company. You're not putting other people's stuff on this is your company. It's your gear, and then your goal down the road then is you want to take this and the backing of the character, and you're building a mission beyond that to change lives worldwide. Yep. So the idea is to sell the apparel, and then we're going to take those next steps. Mm-hmm. Let your mind go big, man. Don't keep yourself restricted, because you kind of mentioned something about, and kind of go into a little bit of these buzz, like campaign with acts of kindness. So what were you kind of saying with that? Where is that?
Yeah, so this week we'd like to announce our Random Acts of Kindness campaign. And what the goal of that is we want to see a difference made in the community. And we know right now is a very interesting and not common time in, even world history.
Right.
But, even in the middle of, what it seems everything to be shutting down, there's still that opportunity to make a difference where you can. And so what we'd like to do is we're announcing that we're going to do nominations where you can go on any of our websites or ways you can find our company, and you can nominate people to have random acts of kindness done, whether it's cutting grass or delivering groceries. And then we're also accepting many ideas for how we can help others.
Interesting. So basically somebody needs to go on your website, and at that point, so is there like, there's ideas there now?
Not currently.
Okay, so you're basically looking to gather those ideas in to kind of create a hub that if somebody has got just, they're sitting at home bored to death right now and they want to do something for somebody else, hey, here's an idea, or this is what I did, and pass that on so that people around the area, around the country, around the world hear that, and then kind of continue that process along.
Mm-hmm. And we also really do want to be a part of that process, especially here, where we can help lives around the Madison and St. Louis community. Madison County.
Madison County, yes.
Yeah.
Madco. Forget St. Clair, though. You don't want to talk about this guys, right? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, okay, cool. See, so Papa, he's on this stuff. See, he's got the website popped up there on the feed. You're going to see it. Look at that fade. Isn't that cool?
Definitely.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Papa's building this. So along those lines, what is, I mean, obviously every business, the goal behind the business is to make money.
Yeah.
But your goal then is to take what you make and to use that for bigger and better things.
Right, and we are a profit, for-profit company as well.
Okay.
But we also do, as we continue to grow the company, we definitely believe in giving back.
Excellent.
And so we do actually give to nonprofit organizations as well currently. And is it okay if I mention one or two?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like I told you, we got at least 3. Oh, wow, we're up to 7 today. Look at that. Nah, I joke because it's a weird time for everybody. It's all about the podcasting. So everybody that listens to this, you share this. Hey, somebody's giving you some compliments. Hi, Lisa. Lisa Kilo? Is that Kilo? Maybe it's Kilo. Kilo? Lisa Wolf Kilo.
Thanks,
I don't know.
Lisa.
I'm butchering her name. Sorry, Lisa. Thanks for the comment. But go ahead. Absolutely. Talk away.
Yeah, so far we've, we're trying to find areas where problems just need to be fixed. Because there's plenty of problems to be pointed out, but it's standing in the gap. Mm-hmm. And so right now what we've been doing, like currently we've donated enough funds to plant 100 trees in areas where it's needed.
Excellent. Who's that?
The One Tree Planted.
I'm making notes because I'm going to share this stuff out on the feed. One Tree Planted. Are they based locally, or are they?
So I know if you go to our website, we actually have a link that goes directly to their website.
Okay.
And you can find more information there because they have a lot of different areas that they plant in and things.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I'm a kind of a tree nut. I freaked out about when all this rain really started hitting, and one of our cedar trees got these weird looking sea anemone things on it. I'm like, what is this? But anyway, I digress. So, looking forward, obviously you're going to college. What are you majoring in?
Business management.
Well, there's a shock. I was just going to say, business management makes sense, right? So, are you, I guess the question would be, as you build this, what is, let's say, a 3-year goal? What do you see? Where do you want to be with the company? And obviously being for-profit is very important. That means money has to come in. But with these initiatives, obviously there had to be a start to this. Like what was the drive? Where did this come from? Because I know a lot of 19-year-olds that it's kind of funny because you mentioned it because Tyler's last name is Duty. They're busy playing Call of Duty. Tyler's out building a company. So kind of where did this come from? Where did this idea, and what's like the big, like, where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Yeah. So I did start with the landscaping industry, and I was just, as far as I can go back, I remember just being passionate about finding different ways to be innovative and find ways to generate money. Mm-hmm. And it through even little things like buying and selling pizza. It was an interesting concept until you start to think about the legalities.
Right. Well, yeah, right.
But so whenever I did the landscaping company, I was fortunate enough to go to an international boarding school my senior year in high school.
Okay.
And so with students around the world, that year we started the Entrepreneur Club, and where I was the president and helping different students create companies. And
Nice.
one thing that struck me so interesting was 2 of the companies were apparel brands. And I'm thinking, that's so simple. Why? Like, I thought it had to be an innovative product, something that's going to change and revolutionize the world. But what I found is that if you just have the desire and just to, and the motivation to just take something, regardless of what it is, and you just continue to push it forward, you can absolutely make anything work. And, saying that, I thought I want to take something that isn't service-based and limited to a certain location, and I want to take it on a national, if not global level.
I like it.
And this was one of the ways that I saw I could do that. More than just apparel, but specifically the concept of promoting character to help see others help the world.
I like that. So, who are some of the, obviously besides CMO over there, who are some of the, like, motivating factors in your life? I mean, besides just going to the trade school, because, I mean, honestly, you make my heart warm up about thinking about the next generation, because sometimes I go, oh God, these are the ones that are gonna, how's that go, Papa? These are the ones that are gonna be taking care of me when I'm in a nursing home.
These are the ones who are going to decide where I go in a nursing home.
Right, something along those lines.
Even worse.
How did this, did you read a book? Did you watch biographies? Who kind of like built this, or is this just naturally ingrained in you?
Well, I definitely think we all have our natural talents, but I've been very fortunate to be surrounded by successful individuals in not even in terms of finances, but terms of mindset. I've been so fortunate to have people in my life telling me, Tyler, go out and do things that you don't think you can do, because this life is more than just about you. And whether it's my mom or there's this one, well, many different individuals, but one of them is a man known, his name's Greg Morrison, amazing guy. And he continually pushes me to, he challenges my ideas of what it means to be selfless. And I can really talk about him and a lot of different people. Currently, Todd Stottlemyre, too, is an amazing individual, a 3-time World Series baseball champion, who is definitely one who talks about discipline and perseverance and continually driving forward.
Excellent. Very cool. Just kind of curiosity more than anything, because, I always read tons of books and things like that, and it's funny, I was on a networking call just last week, and somebody started talking, I don't know exact details, but basically it was like talking about how Steve Jobs built his book, and I went, I've read this before. I literally reached over and I held the book, and he goes, yes, that's it. Just because that's one of those things. So as you develop this brand and things like that, what are the things besides, I'm gonna look at this from a strictly like kind of a practical dollars and cents kind of way. So what sets Character Gear apart from, just any old apparel company, or, kind of where's the why? Give me the why. Why should somebody go to your website and buy your athletic apparel and the t-shirts and the hats right now versus just running to Walmart and, well, outside of the fact, I don't know, can you buy clothes at Walmart right now? I don't even know what's going on with all that stuff right now. But I'm getting at kind of what sets you apart? What is the total drive behind this to push people your way?
Yeah, because similar to what you're saying, a brand is just a brand until you do something with it. And while, like, I truly do believe, like, I don't want to sell things that I personally wouldn't use. And I really do like these shirts. I think they're high quality, and that's where we're going to start. But also, it's what's behind it. It's the idea that every time I look at the logo, that is the reminder that, hey, today, maybe you had character yesterday, but you need to have character today. So, it's that driving force, as you had mentioned earlier, but also just because I really do want to have high-quality products that either increase performance when working out or just things you can enjoy when running around. And
excellent. Maybe you need to do like, Papa, remember when we were kids and the underwear had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the days on it? You need like a character.
Yours did.
Well.
It solves the problem, right?
See?
Solves the problem. Spider-Man.
Yeah, we need a Character Gear that's got the day of the week on it, and maybe a little note on it says, okay, get off the couch today, or whatever the case might be.
It's those fun little reminders.
I like that. That's very, very cool. So let's say we got a little more time still. I always got to check the time because I like to bet up and just keep rambling on. So give me an idea. Besides the street playing thing, like what is a foreseeable organization or something like that you would want to help? Like you mentioned the food delivery. You mentioned cutting grass, obviously, but I think you're done with the grass. Kind of, but give me like, what are some other organizations out there that you see behind this that like I would like to someday be able to write this group a check or write this group a check. You know what I'm getting at? Kind of, what are some of those things? Because you always got to have that why. Everybody wants to know your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because, I mean, it can be generic, and you obviously say you want to make changes in the world, but kind of what are some of those things that you see that as people buy your apparel and stuff like that, I want to be able to help these people, help this group, help this organization, or whatever the case might be.
Right. So, you know, and of course there are many different organizations. We aren't just looking to help one, just wherever we feel led that the difference can be made. But currently one we are looking and had even a brief discussion is one here in St. Louis. It's called the I Got Your Backpack. And the concept behind it is to help women, men, and children leave abusive situations and to help them become more independent and help them through that process of leaving those tough situations. And so we personally have not yet been able to write them a check, but we would like to, because with that one it is more consistent. I think it's like on a monthly basis. And, you know, whether it's just one individual that you're helping on a monthly basis or 20, we just want to be sure that we stay consistent with that.
Gotcha. So basically, and that's come up a lot in this current situation. I'm seeing the stat. I mean, who knows what numbers? I've seen so many numbers, it makes me want to throw up right now with all of this stuff. But with this lockdown situation we went into, there were a lot of people that were forced into 24/7 essentially abusive relationships versus when they could go and leave and go to work, or they left to go to school and things like that. So it's kind of a, I want to hear more about it, like look more into those, because essentially kind of what I'm gathering just from a little bit you're talking about, it's like, I got your backpack, like, let's go, let's get out of here, and we've got you covered to get you out of there. That's really cool. I like that. I like hearing that. So what is wrong with this kid? I mean, he's supposed to be like just sitting in the, you know, slacking on stuff and just, you know, eating. No, I shouldn't say Doritos because that's like one of those things that's like a drug to me. I can't help myself. But,
well, I mean, to be fair, I had my fair share of like Fortnite and Call of Duty.
No, that's okay. Obviously, you have to have that. I mean, that's just, you know. But no, I'm really glad that you came on. We should mock Norm right now just because we can. So Norm Frayne out there, I don't know if you're watching or listening in today, but Norm actually introduced me to CMO over there. Actually, it was during the show last week. I get a message from Norm Frayne from the Post-Dispatch. Great guy. If you ever met him, I just love to give him a lot of trouble because we see each other. It's been forever since we've got to have a drink together. Which, okay, I'm talking to a 19-year-old. I get it. I'm a child anyway. You guys know this. But Norm made this connection and made this introduction, and that's how I always. I love having people in. I love all the connections I have because these are the stories that I want to bring to all of you out there. That is for sure. So we got about 5 minutes to go. Let's wax philosophical here. What would you like to? I'm gonna let you just talk. What do you got? What else you got to bring to the table here? What else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I'd love to talk about the meaning behind the logo.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that.
Right. So, I mean, if you're able to see, it's a C with some lines through it. And what the concept is that the C represents character. But you, like we know, character doesn't just happen. And more than just a destination, it's like this lifelong journey. And so, and through our lives, we're going to go through different trials, different challenges, and we're going to get some scars. But it's those scars that we use, not to hide, but it's a reminder of where we've been and then how far we've come and where we're going to go.
Excellent. I like that. I like that a whole lot. That's very cool. I meant to ask you that. Of course, you gave me the notes. But me being me, I just go off on tangents and wherever half the time. And it wasn't meant to talk about the scars of the Chicago Cubs, right?
Not exactly.
They have lots of them.
No bash.
Lots of them. Oh, no, the bashing's coming from this microphone just because. Just because I'm a troublemaker. I cannot help myself. So we've got your information up there, and obviously we're going to share Papa had put the website up in the feed. We're going to share all your contact info and everything like that. So on the website now, people, how can they get a hold of your apparel? You can go through the website. Is that the easiest way to do it?
Yep, that's one of the most simple.
Okay. Go on there, and they can order whatever they... Oh, look at Papa. I love what he does with these. Papa's learning more and more every day about this. One of these days, you know, Who knows what's going to happen? Quit stressing over there. It's looking good. You're fine. The computers this morning were still on Memorial Day holiday. Like, everything wasn't working. It was all like, oh. So, I love giving Papa crap just because I can. This is what we do here at Ferguson USA Hot Talk Radio. All right, we have about a 3-minute warning. Papa, do your thing in the middle because we forgot that last week. So as we switch over, but we got a few more minutes here to talk to Tyler. Obviously, thanks so much for coming in. You get the distinct privilege. I want you to know this: you were the first in studio post or during COVID. I don't know what you want to call this thing. It's so silly to me. I know I'm not taking away from the seriousness of the situation, but just this whole world is silly right now, and it's not my world because I'm an extroverted idiot, and you all know that. But you get that distinct privilege. You always have that honor. You'll be the first in-studio guest.
Thank you.
During or after the pandemic or something like that. So a couple more minutes. Whoever you want to give a shout-out to, talk about, yell at, no, you can't do a 6-side challenge. You're only a 19-year-old. But you know what I mean? Challenge some people if you want to. You know, call some people out if you want to. Say hi to some people. You know, whatever you want to do here. Let's.
I mean, I pretty much no. I think our conversation said a lot. If there is anyone I could challenge, maybe for the random acts of kindness, I'd like to challenge Greg Morrison to, he makes differences every day, but I'd like to challenge him to personally make a difference in the life of 3 different individuals. Also, my grandma, why not? Grandma Duty and Grandma Angie. Just because you guys have always been there for me. And
CGOs?
CGOs. Chief Grandma Officer. But yeah, I also want to challenge them just because they've made such a difference in my life too that, even if a portion of the difference in my life was made in others, it'd be changed for better. So that's cool.
Excellent. I love hearing it. Well, I want to definitely thank you for coming in, Tyler, and telling us a little more about Character Gear. Obviously, don't forget this will be able to be shared. Share it out there so everybody can hear more about you and things like that. Are you handing those to me?
After the break.
Oh, yeah, because we need to do that because we have Jeff Waple coming on. Once again, don't forget, go check out charactergear.org. Did I get that right? Yes, okay, it's on the screen. That's why Papa does that stuff for me, so I don't screw it up. Tyler, thanks so much for coming in. Jacqueline, thanks so much for reaching out. Norm, thanks for connecting us. We're going to get this stuff shared out there, and hopefully you keep continuing to change the world, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. And we're going to take that little quick break to talk about Ferguson USA Hot Talk Radio before we get Jeff Waple on. Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Thank you so much.
He's going to flip it over to even if we're talking right now, it's okay. Just don't say anything bad about anybody.
Okay, that's all right.
Other than me. You can talk bad about me. That's totally
I don't ever try to do that. Hey, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. It's awesome.
My name is Scott Owen, and I'm a retired veteran of the United States Air Force and the general manager of Ferguson USA HotTalkRadio.com. The mission of this internet broadcast station is to bring a positive view to Ferguson, St. Louis, and the surrounding areas.
Norm in that group.
Amid the current health crisis, there are a lot of you that need to get your message out but have no vehicle with which to do that. In order to help our community, I am proud to offer broadcasting services for those who reach a wide audience from the St. Louis metro area. Church services, meetings that would normally have 50 people or more, and positive messages that need to be spread to many people are just examples of the possibilities. Until 1st of May 2020, I will offer the raw services, not including editing, for free to those who need them based on my time constraints. In the meantime, I will also broadcast any changes you make to business practices, i.e. change to the drive-thru only for restaurants, closure, etc. on FergusonUSAHotTalkRadio.com to help others navigate your constantly changing environment. We will get through this. On behalf of the hosts and entire St. Louis area, let's keep our heads, stay clean, and get through this together. Thanks.
All right, we are back, and hopefully, there is faces. I love it. Good morning to Jeff Waple from DDI Media. Oh, boy.
Good morning, Kirk.
Making a lot of noises. Good morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Tyler's a tough act to follow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that.
Well, you can do it. You can do it. We won't have to bring up any terrible stories or anything like that to do that. No, isn't that cool, though? He's 19 years old. That's ridiculous.
I wish I had that when I was his age, too. I mean, good Lord, that's some that's character already, but that's some great entrepreneurial skills.
It is. I'm like, dude, the only thing I was thinking about at night, never mind. But anyway, let's jump into the reason. Let's jump into the reason why you're here. So, as you drive through the St. Louis area, you will see billboards, and they have DDI Media all over them. So, when you want to get yourself up there, and we're going to talk about some reasons for that, I know a guy you can talk to. That's Jeff Waple, who is an account executive with DDI Media. So, let's talk a little bit of what you got going on, Jeff. How we can help get your word out there. And then we'll talk about contacting and reasons why you might need a billboard.
Well, thanks a lot. Well, DDI Media, we're a company that's been around for almost 40 years. We have got billboards throughout the St. Louis market, and that includes over on Illinois side and also out in St. Charles and all the way to Columbia, and we have some boards that even go all the way to Kansas City, down to Cape, Jefferson County, all over the place. We're in 7 states. So we have varying degrees of how many boards we have places. It's great. We're an offshoot of the Drury Hotels. So I don't even know if you know that part.
I don't think I knew
that. Mr. Drury, when he was building his first hotels, he went and talked to a billboard company, and he more or less told them that he was going to build a whole bunch of hotels and that he'd like a good deal on billboards, since he was going to buy so many.
Mm-hmm.
That company told them that, well, we're the only billboard game in town, so we're not going to give you any deals. So he kind of acted just like Tyler. He already had one business going, and he decided, he goes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do billboards as well. And we've been around for 40 years now, and we're one of the largest independent billboard companies throughout the United States. So pretty cool thing.
That is a very cool thing. Here's a side business note from that. The quickest way to create your own competition is when you run into these individuals who are driven, who are motivated, who are building something, and you do not want to come to the table and talk with them at all about it. Next thing you know, guess what's going to happen?
And it is true, because that company had pretty much all of St. Louis in that area, and now we are probably about half of it, with over 600 billboards throughout the St. Louis metro region. So
very nice.
It's pretty cool. It's very cool.
And we like to work with. Oh, sorry, I talked right over you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, it's one of the things that's awesome about us being here, because our company is located here right in St. Louis, is that we're always looking to work with local, people, because we're looking at it's like we're part of your community and you're part of our community. We want to sit there and see what we can do to help you, and you get that little extra love since you're from St. Louis.
Very cool. And it's not just the old school billboards that you're thinking of, the steady, what is that, vinyl they put up there? I don't know.
Exactly. They call it static billboards.
Okay, so you have the
static vinyl.
Billboards. Yep. Yeah, but there's also the digital ones. So if you're not a big company that can afford to have, what do they have to be, a month, I guess, or 3 months, or
for a static billboard, the lowest we would do is 1 4-week ad cycle. Okay. So it's got to be up for 4 weeks. You could have it up for a week, but it's still going to cost you the same thing it will cost you for 4 weeks. It's just production and all that good stuff with it.
Gotcha.
So with the digital boards, you can do those even a week at a time.
Yeah, the alternative is the digital boards. So basically what they are is they flip. Is that the correct term, I guess? They change every so many seconds, so you can get your message up there, and you're splitting that time with a bunch of other organizations. So the I guess it's more cost effective, essentially.
It can be. It just depends on where it is. The big thing that's interesting about the digital is that you can change your artwork as often as you like. With a static billboard, it costs money to charge. It costs money to actually put a new vinyl up. This, you can go ahead and change your artwork every day, or have it certain artwork in the morning, different artwork at night. We have our company. We only have 7 clients on one digital board. Every time you come up, you're up for 10 seconds at a time. So you go up about 1,200 times a day. So it's kind of funny when people think of, well, I'm sharing it with somebody else, and you're like, well, you're going to be up there 1,200 times a day, 10 seconds at a time, on a TV screen, a giant, huge TV screen. So and you can change your artwork as often as you like. So it's personal preference, but it's a great option. It's a great option.
Excellent. I don't know who Brittany Hahn is, but you should give her some love, because she said, "Go Jeff, the billboard guy," on the feed there. So.
Well, Brittany is one of my colleagues. And
I do know Brittany. Hi, Brittany. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
She is fantastic. She really helps with everything at our job, and she keeps us on task, keeps me on task, and her and I are working on some special projects right now for me and DDI. So yeah, she is definitely a game changer for me.
Excellent. And we'll get that Facebook feed, your new Facebook page that started yesterday, I think, wasn't it? We'll get that shared out there as well. So you can jump on there and connect with Jeff in that way as well to learn some more about it. So let's talk about one of the things I always thought about the digital billboards and the amount of time they flip. If you get it in the right area in the real world, when there's traffic jams, literally people are stuck there and could see your face or your message pop up multiple times. Obviously, the world is a little different. We'll get back to our traffic jams hopefully sooner rather than later. But one of the things that you had mentioned to me that you have going on has to do with this 2020 graduating class, right?
Yeah. If you don't mind, I wanted to say a couple things about the traffic and everything as well, too, is that we found out that the lowest it got down into St. Louis, per se, was about 35 to 40% decrease in traffic. And then the last week or so, it's only about 10% down from what it was last year in January. So it sounds like people are getting back out onto the roads. So one of the things that you did talk about when we were just saying about the 2020 graduation, one of the things that's been really, really cool is that, or I should say, this isn't the cool part. The solution is the cool part. That's how it is always anyways. We want to provide a solution, to an issue, is that a lot of the high schools were having issues with how to honor their seniors. And, they couldn't have a mass assembly and things like that. And I started reaching out to high schools in the area and talked to them about maybe putting a congratulations 2020. So we've had a couple different ways we're doing it. We've had ones with pictures of the kids telling them congratulations. And then we've had some that were, just a, one sheet graduate congratulating the entire class. So I even did a baseball team down in Fenton. The seniors from the baseball team down in Fenton, over at Rockwood Summit High School. Mm-hmm. They all got their individuals. So it's pretty cool. It's a great way to honor the kids, and it doesn't cost a lot of money at all. So it was fantastic trying to figure out something for them.
Very cool. That's awesome. So beyond the billboards, there is also another program you have going on, correct? It's
correct.
Mobile marketing. So kind of describe that a little more, because, one of the things we always talk about on this show with different guests is your market is never centralized to one form of getting your message to them.
Absolutely correct. It's one of those ones where a diverse program for marketing is always a great thing to try and do. And one of the things that we're doing is that about 5 years ago we ventured into digital mobile marketing. So it reaches you on your electronic devices like your phone, your laptop, your tablet, even your home PC now. And one of the cool ways that we do it is that if you're looking for a niche target, or you know exactly who you're trying to hit, we can put a geo fence around an area. So we don't really have a fence, but we just use an area. We go by lats and longs, and we can surround an area. You tell us who you're looking for based on age. It could be anything: age, income, where they like to shop. Are they a Starbucks person, or things like that. And we based on physical proximity. So that's what the geofence is for. So we can, where those people are. We find out, what they've done, what their searches are on their search engines, on their PCs, but also with your phones, what apps you go to and things like that. Is that it tells us where you were, at what time you were, and what device, so we can send ads to just those people. And one of the cool things with with our pandemic right now is that people are like, well, people aren't out and about, so how am I supposed to do this? Well, we have partnered with somebody that has historical data for up to 2 years. And what we can do is we can go back in time and take the area that you geofenced and grab the phones and grab those IDs from that area from a different point in time up to 2 years. So an example would be like, say we've had soccer down in Busch Stadium, and you're trying to target soccer people in all of St. Louis. Well, we can go back to that time and target all of those devices that were at those soccer games and send ads to just those people. So the home and auto show, things like those, we can do that. So it's pretty cool. It's very cool, actually.
That's actually really cool. And before anybody freaks out about that, it's not like you're spamming the heck out of people.
No.
You see this all the time. You're on Facebook and you go searching for some product, and then all of a sudden ads come up that match that product. You're just offering an opportunity for businesses to get into that realm with that.
Right. And it's we always tell people they want to know what apps they're going to show up on or how that's going to work. And the thing is that it's not the app that you are looking for. It's just the person that you're looking for. We're not targeting an app. We're targeting a person. We are on over 200,000 apps. So when you're playing Candy Crush or you're looking at the Weather Channel, stuff like this, you'll get ads that come through that are asking you, well, those are targeted towards you. It's not like they're random ads. So that's how it works. It's it's based on who the person that we're trying to target, not based on what they look at. And with over 200,000 apps, we can send ads to anyone, anywhere per se, all throughout the United States. So that's kind of a cool part with this too, is that we can do this all of North America. So if a major company came to us and wanted this, it's definitely something we could do.
Very cool. Yeah, because you're going to see those ads anyway. Anytime you've got a free app, anytime you have anything for free, here's the lesson as a consumer. If you're not paying for a product, you are the product. This is just a way that a business can become that one that comes up. Like you said, while you're playing Candy Crush, you're going to get an ad that pops up. That could be your ad, and Jeff could be the way for you to get your ad into that marketplace.
And I'll tell you too, Kirk, is it's one of the things that's really funny is that people are like going, I don't know, I'm not really sure about how this is going to work, and does it really work? And my favorite example, I've got two that I'll let you know, is that one is that the St. Louis Public Library, they had a program for veteran writing program, and they were going to have to shut it down because they just couldn't get, they couldn't reach the veterans to let them know about this program. So they said, hey, let's try this and see what happens, and we'll go from there. Well, they had more people in the first couple of days that they actually had to turn people away from this program, and they were so impressed that they're like, well, let's try this again, because we didn't realize that was going to happen. And now they switched a lot of their marketing money to this program the last 3 years. And the best part is for me is that they do billboards as well. They work hand in hand. As soon as you see something on your phone, and then all of a sudden you're driving, you see something up on a billboard, it just, it increases that frequency for people, and it really brings it home. So, and we've done stuff with, the politicians or schools right now that are going through, issues for their, propositions. Mm-hmm. We can go ahead and geofence an entire school district and send ads to just those people that are registered voters. So it's a great way. It's a great way to get a hold of these people.
Gotcha. If I ever get the urge to run for office, no, I have no urge whatsoever. So I want to switch gears just for a moment, because you had a really cool story there. And I won't make this embarrassing, I promise. Jeff and I are both members of the Northwest Chamber of Commerce, just like Papa Bear is. So we get to see, we haven't got to see each other as much as we'd like to, but, hopefully we'll get back to that. We were talking yesterday leading into this, and I think this has really got a kind of a powerful message behind it. We were talking about your first real job and how you got that real job, and I think that has a message for anybody out there. If you want to kind of go into that a little bit, we'll kind of tie that into some fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. Is that I went to Michigan State University. Very, very proud of going there. And when I first moved here, everyone asked me where I went to school, and I kept telling them I went to Michigan State University, and they wanted to know what high school I went to. So I was completely caught off guard since I didn't grow up here. But I did every job there except work with food. So I worked parking for special events. I worked special security for special events, and I did dial-a-ride for them. It's not the dial-a-ride you think of, but it's, we took people from one end of campus to another, mostly females, because we didn't want them, walking at night and things like that. We're just being protective of them. Well, my first job I didn't really enjoy out of college, and I saw a help wanted ad for bus drivers from Hertz Rent-A-Car. And I said, well, I'm sure I can do that. And, I'll do that, make some money, and I'll look for a real job during the day, because I figured I'd be on nights. So, they'd say, well, I'm still a recent college graduate. So I showed up at the office for an application wearing a suit, tie. I had a briefcase that had probably 3 resumes, 4 pens in it. Walked up, and as you could see, I've got a little bit of really, really light blonde hair. Mm-hmm. That might show my age. And they didn't have admin assistants there; they had secretaries. And I came up to the secretary and I asked her. I said, I'm looking for. I didn't tell her I was looking for the bus driver position, but I said, I'm here to fill out an application. She took one look at me, saw me dressed how I was in a suit and tie, and she goes, "Oh, are you here for the manager trainee position?" And I looked at her and went, "Yes, I am."
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. And then it was kind of cool that I had a small interview right then and there. And then I worked with my younger brother at a paper company for a couple of days, just trying to, make some money so I can go out with my friends and all. Someone from my church, recent college graduate, and I was heavily involved with church when I was in high school, especially. And he asked me what I was doing. I told him I was trying to get a job with Hertz Rent-A-Car over at the Detroit Metro Airport. And he looked at me shocked and said, well, Gary Wellman's the city manager, and do you want me to reach out to him? I'm sure I could. And I told him, I said, really? I want to, yes, I would love for you to do this. And he put in a good word for me, and I was able to work my way there for 9 months. And then there was a position open here in St. Louis in 91. So I moved here in 1991, and I worked my way up through the company, and I was given my own city, Dayton, Ohio. And my wife's whole family is from here. So we eventually moved back here. So it's pretty awesome.
That is cool. So that that moment in 91 is what caused you to be here now. Okay, so we're just making notes on...
Yeah. You can, to figure out who you want to sit there and be mad at, I understand.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, no, that's really... Basically, the idea, when you were telling me that story yesterday, you've got to be open to any opportunity that comes across. If you haven't been able to tell, I've never broadcasted on any kind of radio before. But when Papa brought this up to me, I'm like, heck yes, I want to do that. And one of these days it'll be okay. No, on my end. Your end is fine.
You
do great.
You're a natural at this. You're very engaging with people. You have a good personality. You're quick with a smile and quick with a laugh, which makes people very comfortable with you. So you do a fantastic job. Don't sell yourself short on this. It's great.
It's the Chris Farley syndrome in me. If I don't self-deprecate myself, I don't have fun. You know, Mom said I had a face for radio. They just didn't know it was going to have video that went with it. So, but let's talk some fun. So you went to Michigan State, and the thing about, now I don't know if this is for all colleges, but I know you've told me with Michigan State, there's a certain role that you held that nobody gets to know what that role is until graduation, right?
That is true, but it's a little bit more to the story than that. So I don't want to sit there and explain that I was asked to do it, and I never got to be in that uniform. So I just want to let you know is that when I was at Michigan State, I played. Well, we'll put it this way: when I was growing up, I played every sport imaginable. I am 5'7", and I weighed 150 pounds when I went to Michigan State. There was not one sport I could find that wanted someone that played football, baseball, or hockey that was that small. It's like going, I don't care how fast you are, you'll get killed. And somebody asked me, a young lady asked me if I wanted to go to cheerleading tryouts one day. And I was like, I will go.
Yes.
Sounds like fun. That was another one. Yes, I am. That's why I'm here. And I went through the tryouts. I was the last guy cut from the squad, and it was 3 tryouts, 3 separate tryouts where they were making the cuts. Fantastic. I did not know I could do the stuff I could do. Back handsprings, back flips, all my sports. Going backward was not, I should say, feet going over your head was not something that was supposed to ever happen in any of the sports I played. So while I didn't make that, I was working during the summer, and they called me and asked me if I wanted to be Sparty, the mascot. And I was like, absolutely, I will. As soon as I got off the phone, I called work and told them I was going to be gone for a week. And I went to East Middle Tennessee State, and I learned how Mascots do. We had Purdue Pete, we had Buckeye, Brutus the Buckeye, Syracuse Orangeman, the Leprechaun from Notre Dame, Wisconsin's Bucky Badger. We had all these people there at this camp, and it was fantastic. We did not have a uniform. Our uniform was from the 60s. And they were trying to transition to a new uniform, and they were getting Walt Disney World to make it. So we had to borrow like Washington State Cougars Cougar outfit. I got to wear that and saw for the people our age, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We all as a group went to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit in costume.
Oh wow!
In our mascot. Kids either ran to you or ran from you.
Ran away, right?
Exactly. So when I went back to school, they didn't have the outfit, and so we didn't have it for that year. And then the very next year, I was on to some other things, so I wasn't able to do that. I was going to try out for cheerleading again, and I hurt my knee, so I was not really in good spot for that. So, but yeah, my claim to fame is that they asked me to be Sparty, and I went to a camp for it. And the guys that went to camp with me, some of them were a little bit younger, and they actually were Sparty for a year or two after that. So it was a very cool thing, very exciting, and something I was proud of. Like I said, I didn't know I could do that.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's something that, as much as I give you trouble all the time I see you, we both have somewhat of that same attitude. It's that yes, I can, because at the end of the day, What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you try something you've never done before? Yeah,
But
it doesn't work.
it's absolutely true, and that brings it back to DDI Media for you just as well too. Is that I was in management, and my wife's whole family was from here, and this is a sales position, and I took the leap of faith that I could do this. So I did that, and now since I've been with the company, the best part is that there are certain things that have happened during the company, like I've joined the chamber. That's not something our company had ever done really before, and now I'm in multiple chambers trying to meet people, and now I always tell people I am the Mikey of billboard sales. I'll try anything, kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons what we're doing with the Facebook page, the DDI Media Jeff Waple Facebook page. So we just started that yesterday, and I'm super excited about it. And Brittany, my friend, she is definitely helping me with that. So it's definitely something that I'm excited about.
Nice. You're up to 217 people. Whoa, that was just a prelude. So you're up to 217 people on that page. That's not bad for 24 hours. Papa's just goofing on us,
I love Papa, so it don't matter. I
just give Papa trouble just because I can. He does a great job here, that's for sure.
Well, I told you, you remember the old saying too, is that you like to tease people and stuff like that, but you remember the old saying is that you don't tease people that you don't like. If you don't like someone, you just leave them alone, kind of thing. You don't. So one of the things I've told some people at times, I go, man, I get teased so much. I must be like the most liked person I know.
Exactly.
I go,
absolutely.
I'm like you. I'm like you though. I've got a self-deprecating humor. I don't, I take my job seriously. I take my family serious. I take my faith serious, but I don't take everything serious. I mean, I want to have fun, and I'm not that special that I should be put on a pedestal, or I don't have people sitting there throwing rose petals in front of me. I'm just like everybody else, and want to be treated like everybody else.
You still want a tiara, though. You know that.
Well,
so
yeah, but I mean everybody wants that. Everybody wants that.
All right,
we call them a crown, not a tiara.
Oh, you want a crown? Oh, okay. We got about 30 seconds left, Jeff. Anything else you want to throw out there to everybody?
If you're ever looking for any marketing needs that you haven't tried before, billboards are fantastic. You can't look away from them. You can't sit there and flip them off. You can't. Well, I guess you can do that, but you can sit there and they're always in your way. They're a fixed material for you, so you can't lose that sight. So, and then if you're looking for a niche crowd that you're trying to hit, our digital mobile marketing, we can sit there and pinpoint exactly the people you're looking for. As long as you know who you're looking for, we can reach them with ads as well. So we're broad and we're small. We can do it all. So thanks.
Excellent. Jeff,
I like that. I just brought that up.
That's pretty good. Write that down so you don't lose that.
We're
listening to this
broad
again.
and small.
Thanks so much for coming on today, Jeff. Can't wait to see you live and in person and have a drink again.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Tyler as well, Tyler Duty. Check out charactergear.org for his stuff. And then I shared Jeff's new Facebook page, the DDI Media Jeff Waple page. Check him out. Get a hold of him for any of your billboard needs. Thanks once again. St. Louis, take care of yourself out there. We will see you again right here next week. Papa, take us out the door.